Unit 3, Proportional Reasoning, Lesson 4. Graphs of proportional relationships. Tell whether x and y are proportional. Now, if information in a table is proportional, we'd have to just make sure things are proportional. Now, if we use cross products, we've got to check here. We'd also have to check to make sure these two are proportional with each other. And then we'd also check to see that these are proportional. And that's a lot of things to check. So generally speaking, we're not going to be doing it that way. We are going to most frequently check unit rate relations. So if you compare y to x here, 4 divide 1 is 4, 8 divide 2 is 4, 12 divide 3 is 4, and 16 divide 4 is 4. Because these are all the same, it is proportional. Yes. Let's check the next one. Compare 2 to 2, you get 1. 4 to 3 is 1.3 repeating. 6 to 4 is 1.5. And 8 to 5 is 1.6. These keep changing. No, it's not proportional. You'd have to have the same ratio all of the time for them to be proportional. Recall that you can graph the values from a ratio table. So this right here is proportional. You know, 2 divided 3 is 2/3. 4 divided 6 is also 2/3. 6 divided 9 is reducing to 2/3. They're all 2/3. Remember when we did the show me the money, we found all of these nice patterns. But if you graph the information from this table, which is a proportional relationship, you get the graph that you see here at the right. Now, there are two main things that you need to recognize about a proportional relationship, and this is the main thing for this lesson video. The two things are, first, it needs to go through the origin, through the point 0, 0. That's a must. It also must be a straight line. Okay, so a straight line through the origin is what you need for it to be a proportional relationship. Okay, let's use a graph to see if these are proportional. This one, if you graph it, yes, it's a straight line, but it does not go through the origin. It needs to go through the origin, and since it doesn't, it's not in a proportional relationship. Look at the next one. If we were to graph this, we would get this line. Yes, it's a straight line. Check. It goes through the origin. Double check. So this is a proportional relationship. All proportional relationships graph a straight line through the origin. Okay. We are also going to be interpreting plotted points. So right here we've got the Curiosity rover at top speed. You would read the title of the graph. Looks like time is measured in seconds and distance is measured in inches. We interpret the point 0, 0. This means 0 seconds, 0 distance. The rover travels 0 inches in 0 seconds. 1.1 comma 1.5, this point, is the rover travels 1.5 inches in 1 second. And that actually is the unit rate. If you have a 1 comma a number, that number is the unit rate number. It doesn't have the units on it, but it is the unit rate. And the units for the unit rate is going to be inches per second. It's going to be y per x. And then the last one, 3 comma 4.5, it just means that 3 seconds you'll go 4.5 inches. Okay, let's interpret each of these plotted points. I'm just going to verbally interpret them. This plotted point right here means that, well, this says chicken, pounds of chicken, price. 0 pounds of chicken costs $0. This would be 3 pounds of chicken costs $12, and 5 pounds of chicken costs $20. For the other graph, money, hours worked compared to earnings, 0, 0 means 0 hours worked, $0 earned. You don't work, you don't get paid. If you work 2 hours, you'll make $50, and if you work 4 hours, you'll make $100. That's the meaning of all those points. So into the notes, graphs of a proportional relationship, you need to know what the origin is. It's the ordered pair 0, 0 on the graph. It's right in the center. And the word linear is the adjective form of the word line. So it basically means line-like. having the characteristics of a line, specifically being straight like a line. And over here I've given an example of linear, it's a straight line, and this one right here is non-linear, meaning not a straight line. Okay, consider the proportional relationship that represents potatoes being sold for 40 cents a pound. Several ordered pairs from the relationship are displayed in the table at the left. Okay, there's the table. If we look at the proportional represented as a graph, we see this graph. Now there are two main characteristics. One, it's linear, it's a straight line. And two, it contains the origin. All proportional relationships have those two things that it's going to have. It's going to go through the origin, it's going to be a straight line. Okay, tell whether each situation represents a proportional relationship. If not, state the reason why. On this one, it's a straight line through the origin, so yes. This one is a straight line but not through the origin, so no. And I'm going to say the 0, 0 is not included. It needs to be included in the line. Otherwise, it is not proportional. Okay, stopping a car. On this one, it is not a straight line, so no, because it is not a straight line. I could just say not linear. That is a little bit cleaner way of saying it. A train passes a station at 35 miles an hour. It continues to travel at 35 miles per hour. Compare the time passed since the train passed to the distance the train from the station. On this one, it actually is proportional. And a quick explanation of why. If we have the time in hours compared to the distance in miles, at the beginning it's right there at the station. After 1 hour it's 35 miles away. 2 hours it's 70. 3 hours it's 100. That's a 70. It's 105. So yeah, it is proportional. The main reason this one's proportional is because it is a constant unit rate. A ball is dropped from 100 meters. After 1 second, it's at 95 meters. After 2 seconds, it's at 80 meters. And after 3 seconds, it's at 55 meters. This one's no. To help you see a little bit better why, if we have the time compared to the height, it starts at 100. After 1 second, it's at 95. After 2 seconds, it's at 80. After 3 seconds, it's at 55. So this is not only not going through the origin, it's also not linear. So it doesn't go through 0, 0. And it's not linear. Interpret each ordered pair in the proportional relationship. So 4, 6. Over here, we've got the length of the cable in feet and the weight of the cable in pounds. So 4, 6 means a 4-foot cable. Weighs 6 pounds. Okay, that's what the first one means. The second one, we've got 1,3 halves. A foot of cable weighs 1.5 pounds. That would be the meaning of it there. And 6,9, a 6-foot cable weighs 9 pounds. That would be interpreting each of those ordered pairs correctly. Okay, next example. Determine the missing value of the coordinate pair in the proportional relationship. On this, we're going to use the fact that it's proportional to figure this out. We can take 30 compared to 16 and what is that? I'm not quite sure. Whoops, 30 compared to 16 is 1.875. And this is like 1.875 y per x. and then the other one has 40 for my x value. So this will kind of help me find my y value. 1.875 times 40 is 75. So y equals 75. And then just double check to make sure this makes sense. 30 is about twice as big as 16. It's a little bit smaller than twice as big. 75 is a little bit less than twice as big as 40. So the answer does kind of make sense. Okay, on the practice assignment, use the graph or table to determine whether it's a proportional relationship. If it is proportional, you'll give the unit rate. So it's a yes, no. If yes, give me the unit rate. If no, well, just tell me it's not proportional. Number 2, you are interpreting the points. You tell what the 0, 0 means, what the 1, 5 means. Number 3, you're going to just add, subtract, multiply, and divide the two fractions. Number 4, you'll do it with the decimals. Number 5 is a review of simplifying expressions. Number 6 is a review of solving an equation. Number 7 is similar to that last problem we did in the notes. You're trying to figure out the value of y. Now remember that this, if it's 1 comma y, that y is essentially your unit rate number. So y per x. And then number 8 compares two different movie rental rates. And it's asking about whether you or your friend are proportional on part C there.